That whole interview is 10 minutes? Oh, there's one other video that I think we agreed to that's about 10 to 15 minutes long.
Okay, why don't we,
That's the interview of Dr. Peterson, who did pass away.
right, and I think there's agreement that Dr. Peterson's testimony can come in. He has passed away, and the parties have agreed to that, correct? Yeah.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes.
All right. Why don't we go ahead and show that video too at this point?
I think it's an audio.
Oh, it's just,
It's a video.
It's a video.
it's a video?
About 10 and a half minutes.
Okay, sure.
Okay,
10 minutes and 42 seconds.
all right.
I'm John Williams, one of the sergeants from across
Hi,
town.
John. John Peterson.
Mike Valencia.
Hi, Mike.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you guys.
So you know why we're here to talk to you?
Yeah, I got a message about a former patient of ours. I don't know all the details surrounding.
So Alexavier Pedrin,
Yeah.
he came in here
Yep.
for a broken leg.
Yep. I was given his name.
So early part of February, we're investigating a death of Alex. So
Okay.
basically, reported as an overdose is
Sure.
as of right now. So we're trying to go back to see. There's history in the family with child abuse. So we're just trying to determine what red flags you may have seen, what the
Yeah.
parents were acting like, and what your opinion, I guess, what
Sure.
the broken leg was
Yeah.
actually from. So I guess if you just want to tell us.
Yeah, I can. I got his name and looked up his chart. So when I looked back through it, it looked like he was seen at sort of a nearby institution, had some X-rays,
Yeah.
and then was
Yeah.
transferred here for care.
Yep.
One of my partners, Dr. Baziner, I believe, was on call when he had come in, and a lot of the guys here do kids and adults, but mainly adults. And I'm
Yep.
the one guy that works with mainly kids, so sometimes we get kind of transferred patients to our service from our partners. And
Okay.
he was a kid that Dr. Baziner wanted opinion, kind of what to do with his break, whether he needed surgery or just a cast. And
Yep.
so I saw him kind of as a consultation from a consultant. So
Yeah.
and so I looked at my note in the chart and looked at the kids' X-rays. I can say I don't really remember specifics of any interaction with the family. I couldn't
Okay.
tell you what they look like
Okay.
or
That's
anything like that. I do remember his particular case because they did make a comment in the X-ray report that they had concerns for multiple fractures at multiple stages of healing, like consistent with possible child abuse.
Yeah.
I would say based on my experience in that X-ray, that's not impossible, but I think that is unlikely what we were seeing on that X-ray.
Okay.
So I think all that X-ray showed for sure was the break he was being
Was the
treated
break.
for. The other stuff is likely for other reasons. So the type of break he had is one at his age we typically see after pretty significant trauma.
Mm-hmm.
So usually it's things like, kind of a hard bike crash or an ATV crash, motorbike
Mm-hmm.
kind of crash, that kind of stuff. So it's one that's a little more rare with lower energy mechanisms, but it could feasibly happen from like a fall.
Okay. I think in your notes you said it was a hyperextension.
Yeah, usually it's a hyperextension type injury. But it's not, there are like a lot of breaks that are classic for abuse. It is definitely not one of those
Okay.
breaks. So the breaks we see for abuse in that location are usually in younger kids, so often
Twisting.
babies and non-ambulatory kids where it's twisting, and there's something they call it a metaphyseal corner fracture, where the fracture is through the growth plate and just a little corner of the bone above
Okay.
it. So this was not one of those breaks. This was like a lot of force kind of break typically. So a hyperextension would be the usual mechanism. And I wasn't there when he came in, but certainly this type of break is one that usually shows up in the ER like immediately. Like
Yeah.
there's no delay from the injury to seeking treatment.
Yeah. So if a person waited 2 to 3 days, that wouldn't.
That would be highly unusual.
Okay.
Usually it would be sort of coming in from the scene.
Yep. With this type of injury, do you think a child or even an adult could walk on that at all?
Well,
I saw the X-ray.
yeah, it was sort of, I'm trying to say, yeah, it was sort of hyperextended and sort of impacted, but it wasn't completely off. I would say it would be
Yeah, it was-
really atypical to walk on it, but not impossible.
Okay.
So I would say most kids with that injury go straight to the ER and don't want to put any weight on it.
Mm-hmm.
And then usually within 2 or 3 weeks they'll start walking on it, but not always.
Yeah.
So sometimes if the bones are sort of more in continuity on one side, sometimes they could put a little bit of weight through it, but it'd be really unusual to be walking on it for 2 to 3 days and then coming in.
Okay. Do you remember talking to Alex at all, or?
I don't remember. I just kind of vaguely remember
Yeah.
Baziner having me take a look at
Okay.
the kid and coming up with a plan. And
We're talking to Scott tomorrow morning.
yeah,
So-
so he may be able to say more. But with this kind of thing, they're in the hospital. They've already been kind of seen by multiple
Yeah.
people. So
Yeah.
I definitely see a lot of kids where we're thinking about child abuse and that sort of thing, just because how I treat as kids. But
Yeah.
this was not kind of a situation where it was the fracture itself was a concern for direct abuse. Now it could be like a neglect type thing where
Yeah.
a normal kid would have been brought in immediately afterwards and
Yeah.
he wasn't, but so that would be unusual.
How long have you been a doctor here at Gunderson?
Here at Gunderson, about 3 years, a
And
little over 3 years.
where before?
I was in Sanford Health in North Dakota for about 6 years. That's all post-training jobs.
Okay.
So I've got almost 10 years experience just treating kids and kids' breaks.
Okay. I don't know what else we have to ask you, because if you didn't have too much contact with him.
Yeah, and I know Colton, you've probably talked with him. Or
I talked to
talk
Colton
with
this
him.
morning,
So so he,
Yeah.
I'm like his supervisor, so
Yeah.
it looked like he had most of the direct contact from our department with the family.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Baziner might remember
Yeah.
meeting with them, might not.
Who was the X-ray doctor or the
The
radiologist?
radiologist. I don't know. I'd have to look at it. It was someone at it that I'm not familiar with through Mayo, I believe.
Oh, so it was a radiologist through Mayo that you were interpreting.
Yeah, so
their
the
X-rays.
read that said concern for battered child syndrome was from a radiologist at Mayo.
Yeah.
And then I noticed they did addend their read
Okay.
later to say that they could be normal variants.
Yeah.
But he called like an injury up in the pelvis and then one in the tibia
Yeah.
that didn't look
And
like
he's from
old.
Rochester, is that right?
I don't know if he was from
Can't
if
remember
he's
the
from
name, but-
Rochester or
Yeah.
from
Amanda
nearby.
Hansen was the nurse practitioner at Mayo.
Yeah.
And she contacted a doctor through Rochester.
So, yeah, I would say if a kid came in with those X-rays, it's pretty atypical to get that sort of read
Yeah.
on them.
Yeah.
So, I didn't know if it was a thing like the family had some history wherever they were at, and they were kind of suspicious of
history.
it. So I don't know if the provider there put that in or
Yeah.
order or whatnot.
The
But
family has history here, and they went to Mayo first.
Uh-huh.
And they were gonna, well, first they're gonna go to Rochester and then realized they needed to go closer, so
Yeah.
they came here second choice, so.
Yeah, so I would say my general recollection was sort of probably a little unusual, the delayed presentation.
Yeah.
And I don't remember too much other than that. There's a couple kids I remember in my head, but I don't want to say too much because I see so
Yeah.
many kids. I don't want to confuse families, but sometimes
No.
we have kids that are, from wherever, a little less supervised and
Yeah.
a little more sort of cuts and bruises than
Yeah.
some kids, but it's hard to know. But yeah, I can say with 100% certainty his fracture probably wasn't from direct abuse.
Okay.
Okay, but I would say not presenting immediately after that is concerning in its own right.
Any questions for us at all, or?
I don't.
We just
so,
have a few more interviews to do, and that's about it,
Yeah.
so,
well, that's too bad. I'm sorry to
yeah.
hear about him. So it's like an overdose type thing.
That's how it's reported.
Yeah.
So, we're still waiting for the toxicology and the autopsy to come back, so.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, let me know if I can be of any more help.
Okay.
But those are kind of
Yeah,
my
no,
thoughts on it. Yeah.
Thanks for coming in.
So, yeah.